Welcome back to the Tito and Stacey Show. And today's topic is accountability. And this is my host, Stacey.
Hi. We're back.
Yeah, we back. We back and we live. So we want to talk about accountability because we living at a time where people don't take accountability for their actions.
Right. And I think that is very important that you have to take accountability for your actions.
Right. Come on, accountability. Can see. Come on. All right. Okay. Because it's like people think you can do certain things to people and it's their mama fault or it's the daddy fault or it's the cousin fault. When in all reality, we need to just take responsibility for our actions because people won't get hurt and caught up. Okay, let's say if I'm in a car with a person and I know how these guys are,
right?
And a store end up getting robbed, but I end up telling on these guys because I didn't know. Well, you knew how these guys were, and so if you was in a car with these guys, come on, man, you got to accept your accountability on being responsible enough. You shouldn't have to tell on these guys to get yourself out of it because you knew no matter what, you shouldn't have gotten in the car with these guys. I know things happen, but that's just an example that I'm giving. So how you feel about it, Stacey?
I mean, I feel like a lot of people are afraid to take accountability for their actions. Okay. I feel like they're afraid of the outcome of hurting someone.
Right.
So I think that it's very important that we do work on trying to take action on that and do what we're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And so I feel like we should teach our children to take accountability while they're young.
Right.
Instead of like when the neighbor tell you something your child done, you feel like, oh, you can't say nothing to my child. I think that's wrong. I think that's a problem today. That's why kids act the way they act, and even adults, because their parents didn't teach them accountability to have a respect for other people. Because once you take accountability for your actions, then you will be a responsible adult in life to say, hey, this ain't right. Let me apologize to this person. Or I know I'm doing something wrong, but if a person hasn't been taught that, how do they deal with it?
They don't. You know, I'm just being honest. Like, they don't take accountability.
Wow.
You know? Okay. And if you ain't been taught that, then how can you? How do you know how to exactly take that accountability or responsibility for your actions?
Wow.
Because you don't know how to.
Wow.
You wasn't raised or you didn't learn as you was raised how to take that accountability.
Okay, I get it. Because I know I was, but I see a lot of other people, and you be like, hey, man, I can't believe you did that. And he's like, what I did, what?
Right.
Because they was not raised in a way that I was raised.
Right.
To like accept what I have done is wrong.
Right.
And own up to what I have done and apologize to it.
I think that's very important. I mean, I think a lot of people are missing that these time of days. I think they're not understanding the aspects of being accountable at all.
Wow.
And that's why the world is the way it is today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because it like goes both ways. Like, okay, like if somebody end up saying, okay, man, I need you to do this and that, keep an eye on my house, and you end up doing something in their house end up flooding because you left the water on something and the bottom half of the apartment flood. That's your responsibility to cut the water off.
It is. It really is. It's your responsibility. But you got a lot of people that are blaming on somebody else.
Well, I can understand that too. You know, if I'm in a pickle, I'm gonna try to get out of it. I'm just being real. I'm just being real, but at the same time, that ain't right.
Right.
And that goes back to accountability.
Right.
And so your action says a lot on the type of person you are.
Right.
And that's why you got to be careful of what you do out here because somebody's always watching. When you think ain't nobody watching, somebody's watching. Right. So accountability falls into that too. Because if you ain't taking responsibility for your actions and you telling your children to, how your children gonna follow you when you ain't even taking responsibility for your actions?
That's right. That's right. I mean, you got to understand this as well. I mean, we really do need to take accountability. We really do.
Right.
We need to also raise our children about that and understand what that means. And I mean, we need to start now, not tomorrow, not the next day, but now.
Wow. And so, what are the steps can we do that? I'm talking about, do you start when they're young? Because you really got to start when they're young, right?
Really, how can you start when you're young? How can you start something when they're young when you don't even do it?
But what if you're the type of parent that do it? You should start when they're young.
I mean,
you don't want to wait till they get
if you're the type of parent that do it, then you should start when they're young.
Okay, got it.
Okay. But if you don't know nothing about it, and you ain't never been doing it, how can you teach your kids?
Right, but you don't want to figure out accountability later on in life and then be like, okay, you 12 now, so let me teach. They're going to be like, man, what are you talking about?
You better get up out of here.
Right.
Stop playing with me.
Right. So accountability goes a long way, especially in life, and then at your job, and in life, in the relationship, in marriage, or whatever you're doing, you got to take accountability. And that's what's wrong with the world. People think because they get on Instagram and Facebook, I can do what I want to do. No, you got a family at home. You got kids. Or you got a mother, even if you don't have kids, because some people don't. You still got people that's looking up to you.
Sure do.
They paying attention to what you doing.
And they are.
And so if you going left, your whole tribe, because we are a tribal people, really. So your whole tribe is finna go left.
I agree.
But a lot of people don't see that because a lot of people caught up in me, that's selfishness. And we're gonna talk about that in another video, how a lot of us can be selfish.
Yeah, we definitely gonna talk about that because I think that is very important.
So that's all that meant. Anything else, Stacey? Because I think that's all we got for the night.
Yeah, I think we're done for tonight. I definitely want you guys to like, subscribe, and share.
Please.
Also, leaving a comment what the next topic you want us to talk about. And we will definitely see y'all later. Y'all have a blessed night.
Peace. That's on Friday.